Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another interesting and power-packed episode of Tea Talks Tuesday, an award-winning show on in recent times. So we are here back with another interesting and very current topic that is, about Omicron variant, which is being, which is making us go hassle fuzzle and everything. So let's discuss more about this. And Dr. Shabihul is here to discuss about this Omicron variant. And I would like to request Dr. Janaki Garu to introduce Dr. Shabihul. Over to you, Dr. Janaki.
Thank you, Mayuri. And you can remove the garu. Okay.
Sometimes it
Yeah,
happens.
it happens by default. So today, very interesting topic. As you all know, about respiratory hygiene and diet. That is the key to tackle COVID-19 variant, that is Omicron. So, which is talk of the world. It is not even talk of the town, talk of the world. And the cases are increasing day by day. So, let me introduce and a very good evening to all of you, and welcome back to Tea Talks Tuesday again. And all this knowledge sharing platform, all these knowledge sharing happens only on Tea Talks Tuesday. So, let me introduce Dr. Shabihul. It is very difficult to pronounce, right? Dr. Shabihul Fatma Sayed. So she is a postdoctoral of life sciences from Aligarh University, and she is associated as a medical editor to Elsevier publications and also Publons and some other few other publications. And she's currently now medical editor and consultant to Department of the Clinical Excellence for Cure Health. So Cure Health is an app. So welcome, doctor. So the stage is yours. I don't want to misspell your name again. So maybe Dr. Fatma Syed is very
Easy.
Dr. S. Fatma Syed. So please welcome to Tea Talks. It's a pleasure to have you. The stage is yours.
Thank you, Doctor. So let's begin with the talk. Let me share the screen. Good evening, everybody. Today I'm here to deliver a talk on respiratory hygiene and diet, the key to tackle COVID-19 Omicron variant. So we will begin with the talk about respiratory hygiene and respiratory infection. As we all know that respiratory infections are a leading cause of illness, morbidity, and mortality around the globe. This new variant of COVID-19, the Omicron, is considered the variant of concern by WHO, that is the World Health Organization, as it is somehow more potent and the most by the previous variants. It has now been identified in 63 countries so far and can cause severe health issues leading to hospitalization, intensive care, and even death. So in a recent report by Igor Sahin, the CEO of the vaccine developer BioNTech, he says that vaccine shots for COVID-19 won't be enough to combat the Omicron variant. And he also said that Omicron can infect people who have already been infected with previous variants, and therefore they have the antibodies. But even those who are vaccinated months ago, they cannot escape this if, the proper precautions are not taken. So experts are advising unvaccinated people to get vaccinated and for fully vaccinated people to get their booster shots to protect against Omicron. But even if you get a third shot, you can still transmit this Omicron to others, and it is quite possible that we can make someone else ill. So, however, this pandemic will all pass, just like the Spanish flu 100 years ago and various other flus, but no one can predict when. So as the Omicron wave is unfolding, together we should do some good health practices so as to avoid or certainly reduce the Omicron wave with the use of standard precautions, appropriate respiratory and hand hygiene. The spread of Omicron can be managed and maintained. So hygiene measures are among the
We lost her.
Yes, doctor, I guess we lost her. She's joining back.
Okay.
Dr. Shahibul?
hi, yeah,
Yes.
doctor, it was disconnected somehow. Now
No
it is,
problem.
joined.
Yeah, you can continue, doctor.
Okay, okay. So my screen is visible, doctor?
No, please share it once again.
Okay. Just a moment, I share it. Does it appear now, doctor?
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Thank you. So as I was discussing about the Omicron, sorry for the interruption. So with the use of standard precaution, appropriate respiratory and hand hygiene, spread of Omicron can be managed and maintained. Hygiene measures are among the most important non-pharmaceutical interventions we can use to minimize the transmission of COVID-19 and the new Omicron variant. For this reason, all of us should stick to some measures to prepare our bodies so that we could greatly reduce the spread of this variant and even the any other variant if it suppose come, God forbid. So we should see who are more prone to Omicron. Those who are frail and elderly people, because they have usually the compromised immunity. The middle-aged people who have some comorbidities, like some have obesity, high blood pressure or hypertensive, chronic bronchitis and diabetes, and also children. Although children are not prone to these. Others, the smokers and alcoholics, those who smoke cigarettes or take alcohols very frequently, because these habits impair their ciliary movement, their mucus production behavior, mucus production mechanism, the dryness of the upper respiratory tract, and this all lead to these persons more prone to Omicron or any of the respiratory diseases. So respiratory hygiene behavior in developed countries are high compared to developing countries. This is really the point of concern. In our country, like India, the prevalence of recommended respiratory hygiene behavior, particularly for current pandemic situation, are yet unsatisfactory. And this is because of a variety of reasons we have. Some of the latest official data suggests that access of water and the practice of hand washing is significantly lower in rural parts of the India. And a large segment of rural India doesn't use soap and water to wash their hands. Some highlights are here, like the percentage of the rural population who use soap and water, it is 49.4%, less than half of the population, rural population. Water and cleaning agents other than soap, 2.6% of the population, rural population is using. Water only 19.4%, and no soap, no water, not at all, 11.5%. So this is the situation of the hand hygiene practices in our rural area of our country. And this hand hygiene practice is quite related to the respiratory hygiene. If our hand is not clean, not disinfected properly, anything, we are going to affect our respiratory hygiene and we are making us more prone to any infections. So what is hand and respiratory hygiene? Hand hygiene, we have to wash or decontaminate our hands when appropriate. At least 3 times hand washing in a good way is recommended, but 5 times is more good. Respiratory hygiene, Clean hands after sneezing, coughing, or blowing your nose. Keep hands away from eyes, nose, and mouth. And some cough etiquettes are like, don't sneeze, don't cough, or blow your nose without any tissue or without any paper. If you don't have tissue, you should use an upper arm, not the hands. Turn away from others while sneezing or coughing like this. So these are the things we can use to means for good respiratory hygiene practice. Now about respiratory health. This is another important issue. So this we can do by best food practices. We'll see how. See, nutritional considerations like the diet is a significant modulator of immunity, and certain macro and micronutrients play especially important roles in immune function, and they could be demonstrated to alter both the risk of upper respiratory infection and the duration. Unfortunately, most of us get less than half of the recommended dietary allowance for most of the macro and micronutrients, and the deficiency impair our immune function. The role of certain dietary supplements to prevent or to treat the upper respiratory tract infection is very significant. Some of the best antioxidants for respiratory tracts, health and hygiene are as under. I'll show you here. See here, why health and hygiene, how the antioxidants are related to health. This is acceptable. Hygiene, we will see how, okay? So one of the most important is zinc. Zinc ions inhibit rhinoviruses, which constitute roughly 80% of the cold viruses. 80% of the cold virus species or flu species, they are of this category. And this is controlled by several mechanisms. The zinc prevents the replication or mutation of the virus in the body, potentiation of the antiviral action of native human interferon, which is found in our body, and stimulation of T cells. Dietary zinc intake significantly reduces the duration of the cold and flu. The best natural supplements or sources of zinc are here, like spinach, nuts, you can see seafoods, the prawns and other seafoods are there, and pumpkin seeds, very rich in zinc, and this is some of the liver portion, and some like nuts are there. Egg also contains small amounts of zinc, like this, and avocado, very good source of zinc. So we should stick to these diets so that we can have this important antioxidant in our body to boost our respiratory health. Another is the good category of antioxidant, natural antioxidant is selenium. Selenium is found in nuts, mushrooms, oatmeals, lentils, cashew nuts, and banana. Bananas are the good sources. Glutathione, this is a very potent free radical quencher in our body, and we can our body can produce it by milk, broccoli. Means these are the sources by which the body produces these antioxidants. Superoxide dismutase, this is from honeydew or cantaloupe melon, that is the citrus fruit, broccoli, and Brussels sprouts. We can take it. And coenzyme 10, this is non-genetically modified soy. We can take it as a good source of coenzyme 10 because this is a very potent antioxidant. All extra virgin olive oil, peanut oil, and herring, mackerel, tuna. This is a good source of this antioxidant. Again, the omega-3 fatty acids, see, omega-3 polyunsaturated fatty acids are of tremendous help for healthy respiratory tract. These essential fatty acids have a strong anti-inflammatory action for the lungs and strengthen the respiratory tract. They help in good functioning of the lungs and also have a natural detox action. You see here it is doing the type of cleaning action. Omega-3 fatty acids have a beneficial action on circulatory system as well. So they wipe clean the walls of the blood vessels and also reduce the triglycerides levels in the blood. So consequently, these fatty acids help raise cell oxygenation. You can find omega-3 in several species of oceanic fish and algae, but also in flax seeds and hemp seeds. However, the most biological available source of omega-3 fatty acids are the seafoods. Okay. Next, the vitamins for respiratory tract. Which vitamins are more good? There are three main types of vitamins that have a tremendous beneficial effects on the health of the respiratory system. And the vitamins that strengthen the respiratory tract naturally are the vitamin C. The utility of vitamin C for preventing and treating colds is widely accepted in general population. However, most evidence support the efficacy of mega doses for upper respiratory tract infections only for individuals who are under significant physical or environmental stress, because in the period of stress, any kind of bodily stress or physical or mental stress, the requirement of nutrient varies. So if there is some cold or flu or any situation like that, then we need some mega doses of vitamin. This vitamin C. The best sources are plums, kiwi, chili peppers, guava, black currants, mustards, spinach, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, lemon, and papaya. We all know this about these sources. About vitamin E, it can be obtained from cold pressed oils, avocado, wild-caught salmon, almonds, hazelnuts, and peanuts. It's also a very good potent natural antioxidant, can effectively control the onset of the disease. About vitamin D, next is vitamin D. We also know this is a sunshine vitamin. We can obtain it from sunlight, or wild-caught salmon, sardines, cod liver oil, tuna, and mushroom. Okay. The control trials have revealed the ability of vitamin D supplements, nearly 4,000 to 10,000 international units per day, to significantly reduce the incidence of upper respiratory tract infection. They all have amazing, all these vitamins have amazing anti-inflammatory properties for the lungs. However, vitamin D in particular stands out. This vitamin balances out the nervous system, our thoughts, and emotions. And studies have proven the direct connection between good functioning of the nervous system and a strong immune system. More importantly, a study published in 2017 in British Medical Journal, it reveals the staggering evidence about the respiratory role of this vitamin D as an extraskeletal effect of vitamin D. So the conclusion of the study revealed that patients who are vitamin D deficient, which is actually the reality of the most of the world's population now, mostly we are deficient in this important nutrient. So when administered vitamin D, they had 70% lesser incidence of developing an acute respiratory tract infection. So if we want to strengthen respiratory tract against COVID-19 and this new variant, the Omicron, we should have a bath in sun, go outdoor if possible, and enjoy this healthy therapy and healing therapy, because with the passage of time, we had mostly the indoor activities, indoor work. This is one of the leading cause of declining of this essential nutrient. Another is the Nigella sativa. This is another important supplement, dietary supplement. The seeds of Nigella sativa, we also say black seeds. It has two types of oils, 37% of non-volatile oil, while 1.5% volatile oil. In addition to these organic acids, mineral elements like magnesium, calcium, copper, manganese, and potassium, terpenes, many amino acids. Amino acids are very important to boost the immunity, albumin, sugar, organic acids, the lipase enzyme, many alcohol-soluble organic acids, fats, and water-soluble vitamins are there in this. This is very important. Thymoquinone, it is one of the most important active constituent of oil and is effective in the treatment of many inflammation. It is also having so many immunomodulatory properties, enhancing T cells and natural killer cells immune response. And it is very useful, this seed is very useful because of its effects against almost all types of human diseases. It is widely used as an antioxidant, antifungal, antibacterial, anti-spasmodic, anti-diabetic, analgesic, anti-carcinogenic, and anti-mutagenic. This property indicates the significance of this black seed in the time of this pandemic, that it becomes very important to take this seed, to include this seed in your diet. Another is beehive produce. To increase the respiratory health or respiratory system resistance against viruses and bacteria, royal jelly is one of the most potent natural medicine, although it is costly. In contrast to Nigella sativa, that is not much costly, it is affordable, but this is a bit costly. Propolis has powerful anti-inflammatory, antiviral, as well as detox action on lungs and airways, and it heals and strengthens the respiratory tract. In addition, propolis with honey, sorry.
Go ahead,
No,
doctor.
go. Sorry.
Honey and essential oil inhalations can help protect the upper respiratory airways and keep viruses away. So this is a very good dietary supplement, although a bit costly, and sometimes we cannot get the original one. Sometimes there are chances of adulteration also. So another is the essential oil. Various kinds of essential oils like olive oil, eucalyptus oil, mint, and pine oils are amazing for healing the throat and airways, and they give relief and strengthen the respiratory tract. We can use them together or individually in steam inhalation whenever we feel congested or prone to contract the flu. Some essential oils combo is amazing for viral lung infections, and these oils at night when taken can means clear the obstructed airways. So these essential oils strengthen the respiratory tract in the fight against viruses and bacteria, and particularly in this time of pandemic, it is so important. Some of the fruits, I'll show you the example. See, fruits and vegetables are rich dietary sources of variety of nutrients and many biologically active compounds. We should take 5 servings of fruits and vegetables each day for reducing the susceptibility of upper respiratory tract infection. As we know that these viruses, they are attacking first the upper respiratory tract. Is it visible, doctor? I do not see the.
It's visible.
Okay. So for example, here I show you the pomegranate. It has great antiviral activity. Other findings reported that the acidity of the juice and liquid extract solution contributed to rapid anti-influenza activity. And this is published, latest published research. So from this, we can understand how important this fruit is. This is the only single fruit available on the earth whose non-edible part also have tremendous therapeutic significance, like the seeds and the peel. This all is so important. So this is very important in controlling the, the spread of the Omicron by managing the dietary habits. Another is the citrus fruits such as orange and lemon, which are great source of vitamin C. Again, this is the very important to boost the respiratory health because they are the sources of the natural antioxidants. Turmeric, it is a rich source of curcumin, very important and very high anti-inflammatory, antiviral property. So we can use it for gargle and to mix it, a pinch of turmeric in milk, but don't go for too. Besides having anti-inflammatory properties, ginger can eliminate pollutants from the lungs, ensuring a smooth breathing passage because it is a rich source of variety of polyphenols, which have very high health significance for the respiratory tract. Another is apple. It is very high in vitamin C, E, and beta carotene. and can help boost respiratory functions and keep our lungs healthy. Berries are again rich source of antioxidants like vitamin C, which is a natural antioxidant and help fight cells damaging free radicals in the lungs. Walnuts, another good example, they are loaded with omega-3 fatty acids. They help control inflammation in the lungs and thus make the lungs healthy to deal with any of the situation. Another is pepper. It is found in our kitchen, very common spices. It is richest source of vitamin C and helps in ensuring better lung function, especially in those who smoke. So they should take a frequent pinch of this. Another, finally, this is about like mental health, family, friends, and co-workers. See, interpersonal relationships are extremely important aspect of our overall well-being. Indeed, their quality can impact how well our immune system can protect us from disease. And studies have found that more negative or hostile behaviors, marital disruption, or even the chronic stress can suppress our immune function. Various behavioral research suggests that happy people tend to be relatively social. And such social interactions, such as meeting up with friends and handshaking and hanging around with the friends, are all the actions which increase the levels of the happy hormones such as dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, and endorphin. So these hormones gives a sense of happiness and security, trust. And in present situation of social distancing and precautions of COVID-19 and Omicron, this is messing with the happy hormone and hence bringing about feelings of anxiety, fear, and loneliness. So we should, in addition to the respiratory health and dietary management, we should concentrate on this also. So there is some evidence to suggest that the quality interpersonal relationships can be protective against these types of immune changes. Even patients seem to recover more quickly from upper respiratory tract infections when they feel cared for by their healthcare practitioners like doctors and nurses or whosoever is near them. So we should, in this time of pandemic, we should encourage fostering healthy relationships with sincere, compassionate feeling. This will not only cure the Omicron, rather it can significantly influence how often and how long you are impacted by the disease. So this is one of the most important thing in addition to the hygiene practice, respiratory hygiene practice, and the dietary management. So with this, I end my talk. And I extend my sincere thanks to the manager of the Care Health, Dr. Jamuna, the organizer of the event, Dr. Janaki, and our team members for giving me opportunity to interact with and to talk. And I'm really thankful for all you guys for sparing your time for this event. Thank you so much. Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You can switch on your camera.
Thank you, Dr. Shabil
Yeah.
Fatma Syed. So it is very interesting and nice presentation.
Thank you,
Any
Doctor.
questions? Any questions? Anybody?
As of now, no, doctor. So we'll just wait for the questions.
Yeah, you can wait for the questions. Meanwhile,
So yeah.
So about the vitamin doses, mega doses, to what extent can one take a vitamin C mega
See,
doses?
doctor, vitamin C, actually it is the water-soluble vitamin. So as normally it is not toxic for the body. So any extra doses we are taking, it will pass out by urine. So
Okay.
up to 10,000, it is okay. But beyond that, we can't.
Okay.
Because there is such a limit for the body to metabolize that one.
Right. And what about taking vitamin C IV? There were some studies, IV intravenous vitamin C can actually lower COVID-19. That is, those were very early studies during COVID-19, 2 years back, about 2 years.
Yeah, doctor, actually I have not I will not suggest, because this once taken IV, it messes up with other hormones
Okay.
It is doing, yeah, and also affecting the cartilage formation also. So
I
there
see.
are reports, there are some research, yeah. So it is not better to take from the most potent biological form, like food sources are the better choice instead of going for IV.
Okay. Okay.
And doctor, as you said, like, even the vaccinated people are also, are capable of spreading this disease. But what about the person who is vaccinated and affected with Omicron? How are the symptoms going to be in them? And, how the level of, is it going to be a severity and all those things?
See, doctor, till now the symptoms are variable because data are yet to decide what are actually the symptoms. Sometimes the people are not symptomatic, but while they are going, they are saying they have the Omicron, they are infected with Omicron. And the spread also, it is high, it is increasing, but no clear-cut picture is coming out. Some are saying that they have the same symptoms like cold and cough and sneezing and running nose, but it is variable. Some are saying, no, not yet, we didn't feel like this. We had some temperature, mild temperature, and when we went to the hospital, we were detected with the Omicron. So symptoms are more or like not very far from COVID-19 and not very near, but we have to be cautious about.
And even there are certain symptoms like body aches and headache and excessive sweating. These are the few symptoms which are being reported. So are these, how we can differentiate, like if it is a cold or these body aches, how, how we can make a differentiation?
Whether it's
Doctor,
Omicron or
since
not.
this is the virus, all the viruses, they give the same symptoms of body ache. So if we feel for, I suppose for 2-3 days, if it is the same persistent symptoms, we should rush for the hospital for detection, for the checkup. Yeah, we should
Okay.
not ignore in this time particularly.
So, I mean, they're not experiencing the cold, but instead they're experiencing a lot of body pains and all. So,
But yeah.
so, and as you have mentioned, like every part of the pomegranate is like, is the beneficial, right? So even the peel and all those, which has lot of medicinal properties. Like, how are these? I mean, how it is being can be consumed, or how it can be given the other parts of the
So
pomegranate.
they can, the powders are available in the market in some brands, but
Mm-hmm.
normally what we Indian people, we do, we sun dry the,
Yes.
the peel or even the dry under shade, and we can pulverize and mix in
Okay.
our cookies or mix in our preparation and take it, or even 1 spoon of it, take with the lukewarm water. It is very beneficial. And while eating the pomegranate, some people do not
Fruit,
consume the
the
seeds,
seeds,
but it is
yes.
advised. Yeah, it is because it is very health friendly. Yeah.
We can make juice out of the peel also, right? The entire fruit. With the peel, we make juice, but it
No,
will be very sour.
Mm.
no, doctor. Peel is not advisable for juice. It is not because it will mess up with all the edible material also. Better to sun dry or dry it and use as a powder. And we can ingest with the lukewarm water. It is so healthy. It has so many polyphenols and so many, the essential oils of health benefits. So it
Okay.
is so healthy.
So irrespective of COVID, I mean, this can be consumed as a proactive measure. This the pomegranate peel powder.
Of course, of course.
Can we do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
As I told you, this is just one single fruit on the earth,
Right.
like
Right.
this. Yeah.
Okay. And I hope people will not go back to those kadas and all Omicron variant. And if you can educate a little about that to the audience, it would be great.
Kada,
Huh, kadas.
Karas, okay. We can use a pinch of ginger along with this black pepper,
Okay.
okay,
Okay.
and this black seed.
Okay.
Mix it in water, give it a good boil so that the extract comes in the water, and take not huge amount, take means half cup in the morning and half cup in the evening. This will detox the upper respiratory tract, and if the system is here dry due to some of our dietary habits, like some chew the tobacco or canny like this, so this will detox the system and help the means mechanical
Okay.
means detachment of the virus from here, and will make us somehow to manage the
Okay.
disease.
Symptoms.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So yeah. So audience, Dr. S. Fatima is here to discuss about the Omicron variant and the diet with regards to this. And if you have any doubts, any queries, you can please post it either on our Facebook or on our whoever are attending over Zoom. You can just post your questions. She's here to answer your queries. Yes, doctor. As of now, no questions on Facebook.
Yeah. So, is it now, before we used to, or at least people used to believe that there are, of course, there are so many variants, but the waves, we have only 3 waves. Some say 4 waves, some say 5 waves, 6 waves. But now I heard that some people are saying as 13 waves. Any comment on that?
No, doctor. Actually, we don't have such variants till now. Just
Mm,
alpha, beta, mu, and this omicron. Five,
okay.
6 variants. But other variants are not as potent as the delta one and this omicron. So I hope we are well aware before because of the previous situation. So I hope we are not going to face, although this is a very serious strain, it is
Mm,
more potent. Some scientists suppose it is more potent and more strong and more, I mean, it can escape the immunity. But I hope because the people are well aware and we can, inshallah, we can
Come
protect
out of.
us that way
yes.
because of our previous experience.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with the previous experience, people are taking good care, of course,
Good care of this. Yeah.
but still we see people going without masks and
Mask.
all outside, and we see a lot of gatherings, and we
Yeah.
see
That,
malls and movie theaters open and all these things. But then, as you said, respiratory hygiene is very important, and then of course hand washing and all that, and diet is very important, and also as you said, it is escaping immunity. So we really don't know what is happening until we some damage, and that damage shows out, then only we will know that something has happened. By the time we would have infected some people. So either we have to, like, we have to be really strong to combat the damage. Voice
Unmute.
is,
Unmute. Yeah.
I say that we should have a mental, we should concentrate on mental health also, doctor, because in this time sometimes we had faced a bad period of lockdown and stressful situation. Some families also have means a stressful situation in that time. So with these measures, it is easy, and gatherings is still, we should avoid the gatherings. But what
yeah.
to talk of gathering, because in our country it is possible to, because sometimes people are not ready to accept. Yeah,
I know, and
yeah.
people really got bored, and this is something we never experienced,
Ex-
staying at
Never
home and.
experienced. Yeah, and we were very happy that, oh, COVID now is okay. We had vaccine and all. We are all
Yes.
vaccinated. But
Mm.
And also, doctor, like unlike Delta, Omicron is spreading to a wider the lungs. It's affecting almost like 50 to 70% of the lungs. Okay, and of course, for a few people are asymptomatic, and and few people with milder symptoms, they are coming out of it and all those things. But what could be the after effects? If the 70% of the lungs are getting infected with Omicron, and what are the possible after effects of this, ma'am, doctor?
See, doctor, if 70% of the lungs have been affected with this Omicron infection, after recovery as well, such patients will have the side effects, like they will have, at least for 6 months, they will have difficulty in breathing.
Okay.
Because yeah, and like sometimes there a pain in the right hand, because of the, sometimes they have clotting issue also.
Okay.
Internal, like yeah, and sometimes if 70% lungs is like this, fibrosis will take place, and that will affect their, I mean, other organs also, because of the lack of oxygen, and like this other vital organs function will also be affected. So they will have to take care of them in a very good way, both for diet and mental and respiratory health. But if they are stick to the some habits like smoking or alcoholism, they should avoid.
Right.
This
So
is,
oxygenation is the key.
yeah, doctor.
Oxygenation.
So
Yeah.
we have to have fatty acids, good fatty acids,
Omega
and
3.
green leafy
Yeah,
vegetables,
yeah.
and
To keep the
exercise.
system. Yeah, exercises. Yeah, exactly.
It
What
improves
about
the oxygenation.
what about the vegetarians, doctor?
Vegetarians can have
Flax seeds.
yeah, fatty acids are there
Yeah,
in
yeah, doctor.
pumpkin
There are
seeds
so
and
many of means. See, overconsumption of meat or anything is not
Yes, good.
advisable. Twice a week is good. Just
yes.
twice a week is recommended.
Hmm.
Right.
More than twice in a week may pose serious health issue as well.
I
Right.
think seeds
So
and nuts
please,
are the seeds and nuts we can sorry, seeds and nuts we can actually include for fatty
yeah,
acids, and of
yeah,
course
doctor.
green leafy vegetables for more oxygenation,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
some definitely breathing exercises most important
yeah, breathing exercises. Yeah,
to improve
most
the
important.
lung health.
Mm,
So one has to make lungs very strong.
very strong. Yeah.
So in
Do
spite of
you
the
think why
immunity,
these? Why do we have more? I mean, more respiratory disease? Mostly, we face more kinds of respiratory disease around the world. My thinking, I suppose, because of our dietary habits. I think
hmm,
like
hmm.
this. We don't
See,
stick to good
yeah,
dietary
true.
practice, and that may lead to this.
But in other countries, respiratory problems are like they have allergic respiratory bronchial
Rocket.
conditions. Allergic, they are allergic to bronchial conditions in other
Most,
countries. Whereas in India, it is comparatively less. Though
yes,
people do have allergic
comparatively.
bronchitis, they still. But COPD is common in
Yeah, yeah.
obesity. That is one biggest issue. If it is combined with
Because
Omicron,
that is a obesity is a sort of inflammatory condition. That's
yes.
why also burns the body.
Yep. Any
Right.
other? Mhm.
There are no questions, doctor, but Shweta says very nice presentation, and Anumita says informative session. So as of now, there are no questions, doctor.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if there are any questions, or maybe after a week or so, you can just check our Facebook,
Okay.
Dr. Fatma, so that you can answer them, or I'll
Okay.
forward it to you if you are not there in the page. It is really nice to discuss
Thank you.
about the current.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity. I am so happy to be with you.
Yeah, we are very happy. We're actually pleased to have you to discuss on the current situation. Thank you so much, and we wish you all good luck in your postdoctoral. Yeah,
Thank you.
someone.
Rayansh Tripathi says, very informative session.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Fatima, for being here on Tea Talks Tuesday and giving us wonderful talk and enlightening us with the new variant Omicron. And we wish to see you again on Tea Talks, hopefully. And thank you so much. And that's all for today, guys. See you all next Tuesday, same time, same place. Bye for today.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye, Doctor.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.